What up, YouTube? Team Movies here. With St. Patty's Day on Tuesday, I decided to go ahead and do my top 10 favorite Irish movies because there's some really good Irish films around. And believe it or not, I'm actually half Irish, believe it or not. And I also live next door to a Irish pub. And I'm not really going to any details on what the name of the Irish pub is, but I'll just put it this way. Its first word starts with flying, but its last word rhymes with let's see, a good rhyme word. With Pac. So yeah, I don't even think Pac's a real word, but anyway, all right, I'm getting off track. So now, with that being said, here is my top 10 favorite Irish films. All right, coming in at number 10, I'm gonna go with a film called Brooklyn. Now, this stars probably one of my favorite Irish actresses. There is Saoirse Ronan, and she actually scored an Oscar nomination for this, and a well-deserved Oscar nomination, because Saoirse Ronan was terrific here. In the film, she plays this young Irish immigrant named Alice Blaze, who navigates her way through 1950s Brooklyn, and she also for this New York City Italian guy played by Amari Cohen, I think his name is. Brooklyn is really terrific. It's directed by John Con, I think his name is. He also just directed that horrible Goldfish movie. God, that was so bad. But anyway, yeah, Brooklyn was really decent, and I really adore Saoirse Ronan. On maybe this week I'm actually going to talk about my 10 favorite Irish movie actors and actresses. And spoiler, Saoirse Ronan is going to be in that list. I mean, she is just terrific. She is literally going to have an Oscar on her mantle. I mean, it haven't happened yet. She's been nominated a couple of times, like for Little Women and all that. But she's gonna have an Oscar one day on her mantle, and she was really dynamite in this. All right, coming in at number 9, I'm gonna go with a film called In America. In America, for all you Hugo Bridge fans. Anyway, now In America was directed by Jim Sheridan, who he's a pretty good filmmaker when it comes to Irish-based films, because I believe he is Irish too, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, and the film the film is about this family named the Sullivan family who immigrates from from Ireland to New York City as Paddy Cassidyne's character father John ends up chasing his dream of becoming an actor and all that. And you got his wife played by Samantha Morton who's also trying to raise her kids. One of them is played by one of her kids here is played by Sarah Boger, who's also a really good Irish actress. And it's about and Sarah Boger's character ends up documenting the family's American journey with a video camera. And this film is actually really decent. Jim Sheridan is kind of an underrated director. I don't think he gets really the love as he should. I mean, I think he's terrific. Paddy Considine, I think his name is. He was pretty good. Samantha Morton is always great. You also had John Hansen was in this. Really terrific film. If you guys haven't really seen it in America, go check it out. Really nice coming of age tale. Alright. Coming in at number 8, it is a classic, and that is The Quiet Man. Almost said Quiet Place. I'm sorry, I still got a Quiet Place in my mind because I'm still disappointed that the sequel got delayed, but anyway. Now, The Quiet Man is a really decent base film directed by John Ford, who's of course a Western filmmaker, and it's also a very different role for star John Wayne, because he's of course best known for the Western films. This is not really a Western movie, so it's it was pretty cool to see him step behind doing doing something very different, and here, he ends up, accidentally killing a opponent in the ring, and his character named Sean Doran, who ends up leaving America and he returns to his native Ireland. So, John Wayne actually plays an Irish, so I always found that to be pretty interesting. Anyway, he also really has a romance with this woman named Mary Kate, played by Maureen O'Hara, who's also one really great Irish actress. And it's actually a pretty decent film about romance, redemption, and it's really cool that he did that John Wayne showed that he could do more than just straight up westerns. I mean, granted, John Wayne was way ahead of my time, so I never really grew up with none of his films. But he was just an iconic actor, and The Quiet Man was really decent. Like he also had Victor Magellan was in this. Some really cool cast members. And if you guys never really seen The Quiet Man, it is a 1950s or 40s, one of the two. Can't remember the actual decade, but it's actually really decent. Alright. Coming in at number... Alright. Coming in at number 7, I'm going to go with the film In Bruges. Now, In Bruges, directed by Martin McDonagh, is actually pretty decent. You also had another one, one of the other great Irish actors, Colin Farrell. You also had Brendan Gleeson was in this. And it's a pretty decent dark comedy-based film. Great performances by Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson. You also had Ralph Fiennes, Clements Posey was in this. Martin McDonagh, of course, his best work to me is actually Three Billboards. Sorry, In Bruges fans. Three Billboards is just awesome. But anyway, yeah, I really quite like In Bruges. Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson both really play off each other really well here. And if you guys don't know what the film is about, in it you got Farrell and who plays this hitman, Ray, while Brendan Gleeson plays another hitman named Ken, who ends up to Belgium to hide out until things ends up starting to cool down and all that. And so Ray ends up hating the medieval city they land in, but of course, Ken ends up finding the beauty and peacefulness and enchanting in her, and it's actually really funny. It's a really dark comedy, dark humor is in this. Brendan Gleeson and Colin Farrell, like I said, were both dynamite here. If you guys never really seen In Bruges, go check it out. And kind of weird we never really got to see a sequel to it, but anyway. Alright. My number 6 favorite Irish movie goes... Alright, this might be... Alright. Now, this might be a bit unpopular one, and but I just adore this film. And it's actually more, I guess you'd say, more of a guilty pleasure, but this is literally a film I watch almost every St. Patrick's Day. And I always have a tradition to watch this around St. Patrick's Day. And my number 6 is going to be...
Oh my god, I'm so excited!
Anyway, my number 6 favorite Irish movie is going to go to Leprechaun. I mean, granted, the whole film itself is not really fully Irish, but let's be for real. It does feature a Irish character who is a leprechaun who's killing people because he wants his gold. And I adore Leprechaun. Some of the sequels were not so great. I mean, come on, Leprechaun went in outer space. Leprechaun went to the hood. He went back to the hood. So, yeah, Leprechaun's been in some weird places. But it does star the always fabulous Warwick Davis. I mean, I always found it to be funny how he goes from something like Willow to Leprechaun. I mean, Leprechaun is just really fun. It's Leprechaun. I know the acting isn't really top notch, but I always get a kick out. The first Leprechaun I really get a kick out of. Not to mention, it was also Jennifer Aniston's first serial acting role. Like lots of people was thinking that Friends was really the thing that put Jennifer Aniston on the map. Nope, it was really Leprechaun. That was like her first big break. Friends was not her first big break. So, anyway. Now, of course, Friends was the one that really put her on the map for most people, but it was not her big break at all. And, of course, he also had, You had the likes of Mark Hudson as Ozzy. You had Robert Gorman as Alex. Those two are really the heart of the film. I really love those two together. Like, their chemistry together is pretty decent. And, the kills in the Leprechaun movie is just insane. And, yeah, if you guys, it's also it gets pretty funny at times, too. It gets a little dumb, yeah. But, it's just a really fun, entertaining horror film that I just get a kick out of watching. And, like I said, I always watch this thing around every St. Patty's Day. It's always tradition to watch a Leprechaun on St. Patty's Day. But, yeah, if you guys never really seen Leprechaun yet, go check it out. I mean, whoever knew that movie about a killer leprechaun will work out perfectly? It's like, Leprechaun's like Lucky Charms on crack. I'll put it that way. But, yeah, definitely go check out Leprechaun. It's just a really fun one. Alright. Coming in at number 5, I'm going to go with Sing Street. I mean, what not to love about Sing Street? Great music. This movie is from the Weinstein Company. But, anyway, Sing Street is just fantastic. Directed by John Carney, who also gave us Once and Begin Again. The movie also takes place in 1980s Dublin, Ireland, and it's about this 14-year-old named Connor, played by Fred Walsh Pilo, who is trying to look for a big break from a home strained by his parents' relationship, money troubles, and he decides to get into the music business. So he ends up, teaming up with some other music talents to make a band here, and he also wants to. He also wants to impress this, beautiful girl named Rafina, played by Lucy Bonton from a Bohemian Rhapsody fame. And it really shows us the great world of, music. I really love the music in this. I mean, especially like that song, Drive Like You Stole It. That's a really good song. Like, how did that song not get an Oscar nomination for Best Original Song? It's still beyond me, but anyway, and as you mentioned, John Carney, the film is also inspired by his, life and love for music, so that's pretty cool. This is also, I guess, you say, love letter to Ireland, which, granted, I've never been to Ireland, but I probably wouldn't mind going down the line. It seems pretty. I've seen pictures in, movies and stuff of Ireland. Ireland seems like a cool place to visit. But anyway, yeah, Sing Street is really fantastic. If you guys haven't really seen it, go check it out. And where's my Sing Street shoe, people? I mean, come on. Alright. Coming in at number 4, I'm going to go with My Left Foot. Now, this does star obviously one of the greatest Irish actors of all time, Daniel Day-Lewis. And it does star Lewis as Chrissy Brown, who's this who ends up playing this guy with cerebral palsy, who's born into a working class Irish family. And you also got Brenda Fricker, who of course played the pigeon lady from Home Alone 2, was in this. She actually won her Oscar for this film. And My Left Foot is probably one of my favorite Daniel Day-Lewis performances. He portrayed this role just really terrifically. Brenda Fricker is just really terrific. Yeah, I believe it was directed by Jim Sheridan as well. I gotta double check. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen this film, so I can't really remember the actual director of. But yeah, if you guys haven't really seen My Left Foot yet, go check it out. It's a really terrific film. Really great, serious flick. Great performance all around by Lewis. So yeah, definitely go check out My Left Foot if you guys haven't seen it. And I gotta rewatch that film again. It's been a while. Number 3, I'm gonna go with Waking Ned Devine. Now this is about best friends named Jackie O'Shea, played by Ian Mena, and Michael O'Sullivan, played by Charlie Chalk Factory actor David Kelly, who ends up discovering that someone in their small Irish village has won the lottery, and they end up immediately starting to see if the winner is actually in a shared mood, and they actually really want the guys, the winners' money and all that. and the film was directed by Kirk Jones, who also directed that one film. The Full Monty's directed. He also has a new film with Kristen Scott Thomas coming out down the line called Military Wives. That looks pretty decent. Waking Ned Devine is just terrific. Now, if you guys don't know who David Kelly is, he actually portrayed Charlie's grandfather in the Tim Burton remake of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. He was not as much of a, of course, in the Charlie version, he was not much of a bad guy as the Grandpa Joe from the original. But anyway, I'm going off track. But Waking Ned Devine, it shows that I will say it shows that old folks could really hold out for a film like this, and it's a really decent film. It's really funny. It does have lots of heart to it, and yeah, if you guys never really seen Waking Ned Devine, go check it out. Really decent flick. And it was pretty cool seeing like movies that cater to the older crowd and all. But yeah, really, this is actually a really good film. Alright, coming in at number 2, I'm gonna go with Michael Collins. Now this of course stars one of the other greatest Irish actors there is, Liam Neeson, who I obviously met. And it does take place in the 20th century, and you got Liam Neeson portrays this Irish who ends up leading the Irish Republic army with the help of his friends named Harry Boland, played by Aidan Quinn, and Eamon De Vera, played by Alan Rickman. And it's really terrific. I mean, he ends up navigating a treaty with the British and all. And probably this is definitely one of Liam Neeson's, best work. Shows that he could do more than just, sorry for that. Anyway, Liam Neeson shows that he could do more than just, than stuff like Taken and all that. I mean, it's actually kind of, like, it is pretty cool to see him do, type of films like this, Schindler's List. Like, years before he did Taken, like, show that he has special set of skills. He was really an Oscar caliber actor with stuff like Schindler's List, Michael Collins, and all that. And Michael Collins is a really good one. If you guys haven't really seen Michael Collins yet, go check it out. Alright. My number 1 favorite is going to be The Crying Game. Now, The Crying Game, directed by Neil Jordan. Yeah, Neil Jordan. Why did he freeze up on Neil Jordan's name? He's actually a pretty good director too. Anyway, and it's about the Irish Republican army member named Fergus, played by Stephen Rea, who ends up forming an unexpected bond with this kidnapped British, British soldier in his custody named Jody, and you also got Miranda Richardson, who plays the fellow IRA member named Julie, and Adrienne Dunbar plays another member named McGuire, and it's really it's a really decent one. Forrest Whitaker was great. Stephen Rea, who's also really terrific Irish actor, is great. Miranda Richardson, who, by the way, is very underrated. I always find her to be a really underrated actress. She was really great in this. It's actually scored a couple of Oscar nominations. I believe it's scored Best Picture, if I'm not mistaken. I gotta double check that. But, The Crying Game is also based on a book, which I obviously never read. But, if you guys haven't really seen The Crying Game, I mean, Stephen Rea and Forrest Whitaker both had really great chemistry, and they really play off each other well here. But The Crying Game is really terrific. Definitely go check that one out. Alright. That's pretty much it. Let me do the quick rundown. Ten, Brooklyn. 9, In America. 8, The Quiet Man. 7, In Bruges. 6, Leprechaun. 5, Sing Street. 4, My Left Foot. 3, Waking Ned Devine. 2, Michael Collins. And number 1 is The Crying Game. Now, there's a few other ones I definitely could have added. Let me get Perilous. All right. Calvary, which also had Gleason's pretty good. The Secret Scripture, which I haven't really seen. The Guard, also with Brian Gleason. There's Leap Year. The movie Once, which I just mentioned. Let's see. There's Hunger, The Secret of Kells. Let's see. The Field, another Daniel Day-Lewis film. In the Name of the Father, is a good one. There's The Snapper, Into the West. The Boxer, which also had Lewis in it. Darby O'Gills and the Little People, Far and Away, The Butcher Boys, Veronica Gernon, P.S. I Love You. Some really decent ones in this. But let me leave it to you guys. What are some of your favorite Irish movies? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here's Team Movie signing off.